look how far we've come, all the things we've done. Did it all with love, beauty from the bottom up. All I want is you, you're my favorite view. But there's nothing more, girl, you make my heart beat.
And we are back.
Welcome back, beautiful creatures.
This is not done.
I thought you were going to say full circle.
Full circle's true. I mean,
positive.
we were at a kitchen table in here when we started all of this.
Yeah.
We are not at the studio anymore. We are back in our house. This was my whiskey room. It's whiskey's gone. You guys who are watching on Patreon will have split screen. You won't see it, but when you guys air this later, when it's aired later, you'll actually see our background. The room is not complete yet.
Yeah.
We still don't have internet.
No.
So things are not quite where it needs to be. We've got about 5 foot of wasted space in this direction that I have to figure out. Because the table that I've got that's just a catch-all right now, it's got a ton of shit on it. We're both sick.
Yeah.
Getting over being sick, I should say. We both feel way better today than we did the last 4 days.
Yeah, last 4 days was rough.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been bad. It's been pretty bad.
I don't do well mentally when I can't do things physically.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but yeah, you're right. It's full circle again. This is going to be where our podcast ends up being, like, our final destination, hopefully. And that once the internet is actually installed here and we have dedicated fiber and we're able to do our live streams and all the shit that we need to do, it will all just be done in this room. We don't need a crazy big set. This little bit of shit here bothers me, but I think it's something that I'll get used to over time. And in a worst case scenario, we'll just move our chairs back a foot, because it's not like we're getting back into anything, and that frees up a little bit of room and we can readjust cameras and shit. But we obviously don't have a chat running right now because we're not recording live because we don't have proper internet. So I'll have to, we'll record this. I'll cut the beginning out and like clean the end of it up. And then I'll run to the studio because we still technically have it until the end of June. And my gaming computer's there, so I can take everything on a hard drive over there and upload it so that it takes 14 hours to upload a single episode of the podcast from here.
That's disgusting.
Yeah. And that was just a Google Drive. That wasn't even a YouTube.
Is this what the Amish feel like? No, I'm kidding.
I actually learned yesterday that not all Amish people are anti-technology. There's actual like different branches of Amish, and some of them have fully embraced technology and some are very abstinent of it. So,
I've heard things like that. I've started following this. I don't know if they become like excommunicated from the family that they're in or the Amish community that they're in, but they choose to not live that lifestyle anymore. And I'm learning things from her by proxy of things like that.
Yeah.
Some of them use cars too.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's the different branches. I watched something last night from Peterson Grelly, who he just tours places and talks to people. That's his entire YouTube channel. Just got like 3 million followers. I very much enjoy his content. He literally just goes out. That town that we went to, the Micanopy, the really small town in Florida that we went to that is like supposed to be forgotten in time and all this shit. It had the really old buildings that was giving me funhouse syndrome because of the way the floors were warped.
Yes.
He went there when he was in Florida and like checked out that little town, and like it's just a very cool thing. All he does is talk to people and records it. That's his content. But he went to North Carolina to look at the hurricane shit because they're, 8 months ago, they're still dealing with it. They're still like, North Carolina is still fucking totally destroyed. And people don't realize that like, it's not back to normal yet. The donations have stopped coming in at the, the way they were. And a lot of people are out there volunteering their services and shit. And he went out there and talked to people to try to bring that back. But I watched some shit about him last night about that. And I don't remember why that even got brought up because that was where I was going.
Oh, goodness. I don't know how we got there either.
The Amish.
The Amish, yes.
He said in his video last night that because he does a lot of work with Amish people and he named all these Amish communities, he's like, these people don't do technology at all. These people do have cars, the internet, the whole nine. And then you have the rebellious teenagers who are going to get the internet either way. Yeah. And I was like, okay, that makes a whole lot of sense. But
I'm terrified to have teenagers just with the life that we have. I couldn't imagine having a teenager as an Amish parent.
Well, you would think that even with what is it? The American Dutch. They're not Amish.
Our telepathy is failing us right now.
They're not Amish. They're the other thing.
Amish, but the other thing.
If that pulls up, I'll be shocked. Mennonite. Mennonite is the word I'm looking for. They're Mennonites. I think that's the word I'm looking for. Now I'm all kinds of confused. I think we should just move on because I'm probably making
It is Mennonites. I brought it up. So it's the AI overview. This AI overview is kind of freaking me out a little bit.
It's gotten really good.
It's gotten really good. And it said the other thing you're likely referring to when comparing Amish to their counterparts is Mennonites.
Glad that my brain is still working at least somewhat to capacity. So since we got back from Costa Rica, we decided we were going to start dieting and taking better care of ourselves. I'm down 13 pounds already.
I love that.
Is that for real?
Yeah, that's real.
Because that was like a sarcasm clap.
Well, no, this is a courtesy clap.
Okay. Like a golf clap?
Yeah, kind of. Like the opera is still happening, but we want to just let them know that we're supportive.
Okay.
If I clap too loud, Ivy's going to get going. The children are going to get going. I was down 5 pounds and then my womanly cycle kicked in. I was really hard on myself about this morning. Like, I know weight fluctuation and our cycle is a monthly basis versus I believe men go through a 24-hour cycle. I'm learning things. I may not be retaining it. I may have just shared incorrect information, but I'm learning things. And I'm aware of these changes in my body. And I got on the scale this morning, knowing where I'm at in my cycle, and still got upset that I put on a little bit of weight. But I haven't eaten anything. I did have ice cream while we were sick. I wanted something to make me feel good, and I was so tired of grapes and cheese.
I haven't had a full meal since we got back.
Yeah. We got back and almost immediately got sick.
Yeah. Well, I also fasted for 48 hours.
You did do that.
So my weight loss will probably come back as soon as I'm able to eat again. But being sick and shit was definitely a plus because it made it so that I didn't want to eat everything.
Yeah.
I also slept more in the last 4 days than I've slept in the last 2 weeks combined, which is definitely not like me. Lots of sleep happening. We've also caught up on a lot of TV shows because we've been sick.
Oh my gosh. We watched the TV series Interview with a Vampire. Oh my gosh. It's so good. I'm having dreams about it.
Yeah.
And I wake up and I'm like, oh, no, I will never be a vampire. My husband and I will not be able to experience love over and over again for hundreds of years.
I think we will. I just think it'll look different.
Yeah, you're right. Also, a thought I had while watching that show, a lot of people want to say that men don't get abused in relationships and domestic violence can't happen towards men. We watched like 180 years of Louis getting his ass beat by the love of his life.
Yeah, and manipulated, abused.
My goodness. When I say that show was a lot, at some point I looked at my husband and I was like, I love that this show just documents the fucked up family function of a vampire family.
Yeah. I read a lot of the Anne Rice books a long time ago. And I remember when the movie came out, I was a kid. And I watched Interview with a Vampire when I was a young man. And I enjoyed it. I didn't like what they did with Queen of the Damned and the way that they continued the story. It went from a very I don't know. It just changed. The way the story was told changed. And I didn't enjoy it. And I'm very much looking forward to seeing what they're doing with Lestat and bringing in his rock star career.
Yeah.
And if they're going to bring in Akasha and all of the things that they're doing there, we'll see.
So this isn't a back in time thing. Is this going to be like a current?
So in the Interview with the Vampire that we just watched, the timeline is different than in the books and in the original movie. But when they did the Queen of the Damned, it was present time. Lestat becomes a rock star. And what I looked up last night said that in 2026, they're going to do season 3 and it'll be about Lestat becoming a rock star.
My goodness.
So
I feel like he's going to be like a 1980s rock star in regards to like the attention and like Ozzy Osbourne level kind of. Oh my gosh, if him and Louis get back together, I'm over here gossiping about vampires. My goodness. Could you imagine what that's going to do to his psyche?
Yeah. Anything else you got? Anything new you want to talk about your garden?
Oh my goodness, the garden. Husband commissioned a family friend to. It started off as a simple raised garden bed that had pillars, and now it's turning into this amazing oasis. There is going to be a built-in little meditation deck. There is going to be, what'd you say, PVC pipe?
Mm-hmm.
We're going to install PVC pipe for a little herb garden to go around the border of it.
Thought about that this morning because I was going to buy 4-inch PVC pipe and just cut it down the middle so that we could buy one pipe and have two things. But I think rain gutters would be a better option.
Why is that?
Because they're metal. So there's no plastics. But I think that it'll be easier. I won't have to cut it. I can literally just screw it right to the wood. It'll be a much cleaner process. And it'll be the depth that I want without having to cut and manipulate.
Okay. We'll have to drill holes into the bottom of it for drainage.
That's easy though. It's tin,
Right.
you know. You can even spray it with like a clear coat to make sure that it doesn't corrode over time.
I am so excited. Husband even has, my IQ is dropping because I'm so excited and my grammar is terrible right now. My husband has even added extra, I don't know, wood pillar things for me to hang plants on. I am so excited for that.
Yeah.
We're going to have a little rainforest back there and I'm going to be growing food for our family that's filled with love and care and not pesticides and death.
It got pretty fucking dark.
That's how it feels.
Yeah. So I know that we've brought up the ayahuasca shit a lot and I'm not really trying to harp on that or like push people to that. I just, between the ceremonies that we've done and going to Costa Rica, it has fundamentally changed who we are as people.
Yes.
And there's just no way around it. Like that, there was small catalysts that had been taking places, but like it was such profound experiences that there's no going back to who we were from before.
Yes.
And all of those changes are slowly cementing their way into our lives and becoming our new way of existence. Did you get it?
Yeah, so sorry about that, guys. My lips have been super chapped because we've been sick.
Did you just peel it?
The skin's just slothing off.
Gross.
And I don't like it in my mouth. So
I don't like it when you use the word sloughing off into your mouth.
Yeah.
But you can see it just in the last, 12 episodes of the podcast. You can see the difference in our attire, the way that we sit, the way that we carry ourselves. My back is doing better, which is wild because I haven't done shit. I've been laying down like a lot the last 4 days.
You've been stretching.
I haven't. Over the sickness, I've just been laying there. I don't know.
Must have been a fever dream then.
Maybe.
I was out of it a lot.
I'm going to apologize now for the throat clearing.
Oh yeah, we're going to be making a lot of noises.
Yeah, it's disgusting and I apologize, but it's still there and I can't make it not be just because I don't want it to be.
Yeah.
All right, so we are 20 minutes in.
I want to touch on one more thing.
Okay.
I am taking classes and I have started the path to become a Reiki master.
Is it Reiki or Reiki?
So the westernized saying of it is Reiki.
Okay.
So I'm teaching myself Reiki. Because if I'm doing a practice, I want to say it properly,
Gotcha.
not whatever adapted like croissant.
I foresee over the next 6 months the hatred of us changing quite a bit. And I foresee a whole lot of I can't believe they're becoming new age continuing because of the changes in belief systems.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's really a change in belief system because we've always believed in energy. We've talked about that a lot. Like,
Right.
I think that people are just going to hear things like that and go, oh, that's devil worship. Energy's not real. And like, they're going to push that narrative.
I'm okay with that.
Okay. I'm just letting you know,
Yeah.
like it's coming.
The Lord sees me and my intentions
Good.
and what I'm doing.
Good.
I still pray. Still have my conversations with Jesus.
I have cut out all soda.
Yes, you have.
I totally changing the topic. Cut out all soda.
Mhm.
I'm not even drinking lemonade anymore.
No.
I bought a Brita filter water container and I am just drinking water for the first time ever in my life, which is totally not like me.
Mm-hmm.
And I only brought that up because I realized you have a soda over there and I don't have my water. So I'm going to get up and
Yeah.
grab my water. While I do that, do you want to get into your email inbox and find an email to read? And would you like me to
It's
open that
already
as I
ready.
walk by?
I already have it. I'm confused. Oh, open my soda? Yes, please.
Guys, so we are normally recording live in front of our Patreon audience because we don't have our internet. There's no live streaming happening right now. The raw video that you guys are going to get for Patreon is going to have cuts because if there's kids' names set in it or the interaction that we just had with the child, I'm going to cut that out. So you guys aren't going to get that, but we will still be uploading the raw, unedited version of our lives. We just won't be able to interact with you. I hate this.
I don't like this. I like having the chat.
So do I.
It feels like,
We're alone.
yeah, there is a void here.
Yep.
To add fuel to the fire of us being heretics, there's an energy exchange that can happen at distance. So even the people in the chat just typing their words, the way that we say our words, there's energy behind that. Typing those words, there's that same energy there. That's why negative, nasty messages hurt people's feelings.
Right.
There is a void in our energy.
Yeah.
There's not an exchange. I mean, there's an exchange happening, but
This isn't about us anymore.
yeah.
The podcast is about the community that we've built. And that's why it feels lacking right now because we don't have 50 to 100 people in here hanging out with us while we do this.
Yeah. You ready to get into this first email?
Yes.
So this thank you email is titled "The Break Was Worth It." And this was sent June 2nd.
Okay.
So relatively recent. Grand Rising to Chris and Peach. First and foremost, I want to always thank you both for putting in the work so we have it a little easier with your guidance. Guiding through mental hurdles to face independently and to remind us that even in our independence, it's okay to lean and need support from your person and community. Thank you for the endless effort. You are key people that will always play a role in how I go through life. That's such an honor.
Yeah.
As some of you may know, I have women's groups. I do one-on-one mentoring through a Awaken Women's group. And every call, whether if it's with the group or with one-on-one, it transitions through different phases. And the ending phase is always gratitude. And I always thank everybody or the person that I'm working with for allowing me to be in this position in your journey. I feel like in the position we are the one of the make it or break it moments for people.
I think in a lot of cases we are. I think when people are willing to sit down and dedicate the time to our podcast that they dedicate to our podcast, it's because they've exhausted all their options.
Yeah.
And they are looking for that last like fiber of help. Luckily for, I guess, us and them, that people are finding that help in our podcast.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
So that comes with a lot of weight, and it's not taken lightly to be in this position. I, 25 female -S. I don't know what that means.
Maybe sub.
Maybe.
I have no idea either.
Yeah.
Single.
It was single. That would make sense.
Starstruck. Super duper.
A slithery little snake.
Sane.
25 female. We're going to assume single. Born and raised in Maine, New England, LOL. Why'd you have to do that?
Because they pay attention to the podcast.
I really thought it was a whole separate country.
It's funny.
That's still new information for me. Born and raised in Maine, did not have the best childhood, nor did my fiance. Oh, so she's not single. 30 male -T. I don't know what these mean. Is this how you're going to refer to each other? I don't know. He moved around a lot, but always found his way back here because of his mom. I feel breaking down into our childhood experiences is irrelevant. Never knew it until we got together and talking. We were always short distances from each other growing up, with not crossing paths until we were older. There's a lot of coincidences interlaced in our story. We first met while working together at a warehouse, picking/packing groceries for Shaw's. It was hard labor, and for me, with my condition being carpal tunnel, it was hell. I stopped order selecting and transferred to sanitation for the warehouse. T had been working there for some time and was good at it. Never noticed him when I first got there. As I got to know him, it made sense as he's on the more shy side. I was very unprofessional in my first big girl job. Work ethic and timeliness has always been very important to me. Learning to say no to the attention from all of the males that worked there was the problem. I was the promiscuous girl, and it didn't take much to get their needs met. I was filling voids in me that I didn't realize was only forming the endless black hole of void that I only know how to close.
What a profound statement.
Yeah. That not being able to turn down male attention and being promiscuous that's something I experienced in my young adulthood. There was a lot of craving there due to, broken household, father not being present. And from my understanding, a lot of young women go through that. Even if dad was present, there is a lack of conversations happening in the household. A lack of worth placed on us as temples, right? Us being sacred creatures. And a lot of trauma can happen going through that phase. I hate saying phase. Feels like that diminishes what I'm trying to say, but that's the only thing coming to my mind.
Well, I mean, a phase is technically a proper term, but it's not something that people just go through. It's some things that people have to work through, not go through. Mm-hmm. The attention thing feels good.
It does.
For everyone. So it's not just a woman thing. People crave attention. They want to be wanted and desired and fawned over, and validated and needed, or like feel like their presence is wanted in a room. So to have a bunch of people giving you that attention, it becomes addictive. It's like a drug. And you're constantly chasing that. That's why people become promiscuous.
Life would have been so much easier if we are just born with the knowledge.
Yeah.
I guess that's the appeal of the human experience, though. We get to learn from our mistakes and we have free will.
Yeah, I think that the bad times make the good times feel good. If you have nothing to compare your good days to recognize that you were having a good day, how would you recognize it as a good day?
Oh my goodness, that's duality.
I'm grateful for all the shit that I've gone through.
Yeah, me too. I get that.
So I have bad days that I can compare, like, us standing on the beach in Costa Rica and having that moment versus, me sitting in my car crying with a gun in my lap. Like I know that duality. So I have things to compare those really bad days to. And I have things to compare my not so bad days to. Yeah. Like today sucks, but like, does it really? It's just not that good, but it definitely isn't that bad.
Right.
So it's just a day, right? It doesn't all have to be good or bad. Sometimes it's just a day. Why did you grab the courage to be disliked off my bookshelf?
Is it because I haven't put it back yet?
No, I saw it on the couch.
Okay. Because that is this month's book for my Sacred Sisterhood. And I had to formulate this week's challenge.
I think that that's probably one of the top 5 most fundamentally life-changing books I've ever read.
Yeah.
Yep. So when it wasn't on the bookshelf and I saw it on the couch, I was like, what is she doing with my book?
Do you not remember the conversation we had when I asked where was it?
Yeah, I remember you asking where it was.
Yeah.
I don't remember you asking if you could borrow my shit. I'm just kidding. I don't care.
I thought that you saying, yeah, it's on my bookshelf, go grab it, was explicit consent.
Yeah. You asking where it was the consent.
All right, back into the email. I was so sweet in the beginning with the little things I've been yearning for that I neglected to look at the whole picture. He was in a relationship. I proceeded to pursue anyway and hold it over his head at the same time. From the start, it wasn't right. Foul people know what they're doing.
At least she admitted it, though.
Yeah.
Most people will manipulate like that and not admit that they know that's what
no,
they're
they'll
doing.
victim blame and those kinds of things. Me saying that wasn't like a dig at her.
No, I was just adding on to what you were saying.
That was she knew what she was doing was wrong, but it scratched that little part of her brain that made her feel good.
Yeah.
So she did it anyway. We've all done something like that. Gosh, thinking back to my childhood, better to ask for forgiveness than there is permission.
Whole lot easier.
Yeah.
Deed's done. Pay
Worst
to play.
thing that's going to happen is I'm going to get in trouble.
Been in trouble before. That's easy.
Yeah.
When you think about it, when you think about what that is as a kid, you really do learn the pay to play principle as a child. You can do whatever you want to do as long as you're willing to pay for the punishment of it. And at some point you realize the punishment can only get so bad.
Yeah.
And then you're free. Till you realize that there's other things than your parents that you can get in trouble with, like the law and
Yeah. When I discovered self-punishment, I didn't care that people would get mad at me. I didn't care that I was burning bridges and hurting people's feelings. When it got to the point that I couldn't live with myself at night, knowing that I did these things to these people and I put myself in their shoes, I can't pay that price.
Yeah.
Living that way is suffocating. Putting a plastic bag over my own head. And it was very much out of sight, out of mind. I would do things that would hurt people, or they would do things that would hurt me, and I would hold it against them. And then once they were out of my life, I didn't have to see you anymore. I wouldn't think about it.
Right.
That sin is paid for in my mind. Enlightenment kind of sucks.
Yeah, it does. Well, you also got to keep in mind too that your role in people's lives has a big part in where that lands too. You know what I mean? If you're just a passerby, your life doesn't really impact the lives of others.
Yeah.
You know.
Continuing. The cute things consisted of meeting me at the vending machine with a honey bun because he knew I got 1 or 2 every day. Having lunch together, spending early mornings together before the day even started. I felt important, thinking I could overlook the biggest problem at the time. His ex found out, and we were living together that following week.
Wow. It wasn't his ex when she found out.
Yeah.
That escalated quick as fuck.
That did. That makes me wonder what was going on in his relationship.
Right.
Like, how long had he been checked out for?
Right. They must not have been living together.
Yeah.
It must not have been a very long relationship. But for it to go that quickly from, them just talking at work to the relationship's over and she's moving in, like,
yeah.
It's intense.
Yeah. A lot of things are going to bubble up. A lot of insecurities, a lot of, am I a rebound? Is this going to last? Of course, the honeymoon period's going to be there, but as the relationship continues, maybe even things from his past relationship that he hadn't processed yet. And this isn't me like talking to the emailer. This is me saying things out loud so people in these kinds of positions have things to chew on. Continuing.
Yep.
He moved in with me and my grandmother. This occurred late November of 2019. This time was rocky, and very shortly my grandmother established she didn't like T and wanted him out for her own reasons. To this day, I don't understand. I did make the mistake involving my family in any disagreements we had.
I have to pause for a minute. It doesn't matter if you understand why she doesn't want him there or not. It's her house.
Right.
People get this
sense of entitlement.
Ownership is the word I was going to use, but entitlement works.
Yeah.
You think that because you live there that it's your house. You see it with teenagers all the time. This is my house. No, it's not. It's not your house. You have a room here because you're a minor and it's my responsibility to keep you alive. It's not your house. It's my fucking house. I had to deal with that with my mom a lot when I was growing up. Even like when I went back, like I'd left early on and I came back a couple of times. And I'd always assumed that where I was paying rent was my home. Because that's what you're doing. You're paying rent for a room to call that your home so that you have a place to live.
Yeah.
The reality of is that you're renting a space. It's not your home. It's a bedroom. Until it is your home, it's not your home.
Yes.
So when you move in with other people, you have your boyfriend move in with you and other people, you guys are fucking guests in somebody else's house. You need to remember that shit. And that entitlement needs to be checked.
Yes. I wanted to touch on, I did make the mistake of involving my family in any disagreements we had. I'm not going to make this into a big conversation. I just want to say that that is one of the biggest relationship ruiners you can find. It may not be the relationship ending thing, but it will be a massive catalyst leading into maybe I'm not the priority.
Yeah.
If she's talking to her family, who else is she talking to? There's a lack of respect there.
I would say it's in the top 3 things that we get emails about.
Yeah.
So
We can do a whole episode on that if it's requested.
we've done several of them. Yeah.
We've been doing this for a while.
Yeah. The in-law conversation has been on repeat for 3 years now.
Well, not just the in-law conversation, but involving people in your relationship.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we need to do another Friday episode where it's a standalone conversation.
Okay. Continuing, we moved out in March of 2020 and moved into our first apartment, not knowing anything that is going to entail. When he first moved in November, I was facing a stomach problem that proceeded on for 4 years with no diagnosis. The stomach problems would be debilitating, making it so I couldn't work. Very unlike me to have to completely depend on someone. T and I pushed through, barely. High tensions and no money, no direction, no sense of hope for improvement. I'm 5'2" and typically maintain between 130 and 140 pounds, and in the sickness I got down to 90. There was the roommate phase, not knowing that that was the worst thing to occur. We didn't talk, we did our routine and nothing new. No plans. Most plans had to be canceled, or I just wouldn't go due to my stomach problem. I was getting better, but always proceeding with caution, as I never knew what could happen or even why it was happening. I found him cheating just how he was cheating when I got with him. I should have seen it coming. We broke up that night. Not any of the other times when it should have happened. The endless nights up crying, screaming matches, slamming doors, threats, etc. I have a lot of account for pushing T away. I did not stick to my word that I won't hurt you. I'll be here for you. I don't lie to you. I did all of those. He found out a year or 2 after being together that I had been lying when he would confront me about having sex with other people in the very beginning. I had gotten a phone number from a customer at work and would spend my work days texting him. I stopped working at the warehouse due to my stomach problems, working for Subway, the job I had on and off since I was 18.
So she was also cheating.
Right. I would ignore him when he walked through the door, deny or completely disconnect from sex, not maintain the home or make meals or participate in learning without a tantrum to some degree. I get it. I understand why our relationship unraveled for the worse.
Love the accountability there.
That is a lot of accountability.
Does that sound like a relationship you'd want to be in, though?
No, it sounds like a masochist.
Sounds like a whole lot of nonsense. A lot of trauma and people just existing to exist together.
Yeah. We weren't healthy. We weren't healed. I couldn't move on from how we got together. I couldn't accept that I was part of the problem. I shut down and blew up. No in between. I wasn't the woman I aspired to be. I was the woman I told myself I never wanted to be. When we broke up, I moved in with my family and couldn't bring my cats. We had an agreement that I would come back every couple of days or so to take care of what they needed and spend time with them. We didn't talk or interact unless it was pertaining to the cats. Talked civilly here and there. It sounds like a custody agreement.
It does. It also sounds like a very unclean household.
Yeah.
I've owned cats.
Yeah.
I'm not somebody that can allow the cat box to go with a day without being cleaned.
That was a multiple times a day.
Yeah. Because
Cleaning.
as soon as they would go to the bathroom, I'd clean the fucking cat box.
Yeah. Not trying to have that sitting there.
Yeah. Ammonia smell or shit smell.
Good
No,
on it.
fuck that.
We talked civilly here and there. Over time, within the month and a half, we were talking like friends again every couple of days. Talking like how we used to in the beginning. We both lived our own lives and talked to and hung around other people. Okay, hang on, I want to pause. So you said we were talking how we used to in the beginning when you guys were forming a relationship. So is this you being promiscuous with a guy because he's feeding your attention meter, even though you guys just had a horrible relationship? Or were you being friendly with each other? No flirting, talking about life stuff.
It's a good question.
Okay.
This is a thank you email.
Yes. We're getting a lot from it.
Okay.
I was doing the hard work that I was avoiding all these years, unpacking my trauma on my own with the support of friends and family. I returned to working out and putting myself first. T started to look at me differently, talk to me differently. Things started to shift as I shifted my focus on myself. I looked different, brighter, lighter, gentle. T was putting himself first for the first time with himself, with people that he loves and that he cares about. T was putting his life first, and that's admirable and worth a mention that he always put himself on the back burner. He took and still takes the time he needs to heal and improve himself. That will always be a beautiful thing to be a part of and witness. About 2 months in, he messaged me that he really needs company after too many mushrooms. We spent the night talking, just hanging out. We never slept. This was the night we made the impulse decision to take a trip to Boston, Massachusetts. We don't make
Yeah.
we don't make big decisions when we're under the influence.
You don't make big decisions for a couple of weeks after big trips.
Yeah.
Like that, they even in like ceremonial purposes, afterwards they tell you not to make big decisions for at least a month. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny.
I hope it went well. We'll see. But
I want to point out that they started getting close when she started taking care of her mental health.
yeah.
People don't want to be around sick, depressive people.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a difference between being sick and depressive,
Yes.
right? If she's, oh, I can't, my stomach, I can't, my stomach all the fucking time. People don't want to hear that shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's a you problem. And that's a hard fucking thing to hear because you want your person to be there for you.
Right.
My back problem is a me problem. We still went ziplining. You still jumped off of a waterfall. I still did everything that you wanted to do in Costa Rica. At least I was there.
Yeah.
I was in fucking pain, but I made a choice. And like you would see me stretch. And unless you asked me what was going on, I very rarely complained about the pain I was in. Unless something happened, I'm like, oh, you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
that's going to happen from time to time. People don't want to be around people who are like that all the fucking time. If your life is normal and you are having people around you constantly bring you down, it disrupts the momentum of your day.
Yes.
And it starts to weigh on you. So I'm glad that she started going to the gym. I'm assuming she fixed her diet, which probably helped her stomach.
Yeah.
Gut health is related to your mental health. Physical health is related to your mental health. So she started becoming a happier, better person. He saw it and was like, oh, this is the woman that I was with.
Mm.
We're back.
Yeah.
There's the attractiveness that I missed. Like,
Back, baby.
yeah, I'm willing to bet that's what happened. I feel like I would be remiss if I didn't say that I'm not saying you're going to have issues in life. How you handle those issues in life will dictate the outcome of your life. So if you have a stomach issue or a back problem or BPD or whatever it is that you have, if you let that become you and you live your life based off of that, you're going to have a shitty existence.
Mm.
I don't want people to think that I'm just shitting on people who have illnesses.
Right. No.
I'm shitting on your mindset.
Yes.
There's a difference because your mindset's a fucking choice.
Yeah.
Your illness is not. Okay.
Okay.
I said what I said. I'm tired. I'm ready for a nap.
Yeah. I'm ready for lunch. They decided to go to Boston. It had been a long time, so we went. This was September 10th of 2023, also the day that we got back together. Shortly after that, we slowly rolled living back together. Some nights I would be with my family, some nights I was with T.
Good. You took your time this time.
Yes. Things were better, smoother, clearer. Knowing what the other one needs, learning how we got into the previous situation, unpacking the hard things, actively listening to each other. When problems would come up, we would talk about it. It might take me a couple of hours and a bucket of tears, but I'll eventually get there. I wasn't allowed to talk growing up. Learning how to communicate as an adult is my biggest challenge. We moved into a new apartment and made the promise this is a clean slate from the last couple of years. All is forgiven and learned from. If you're going to forgive, you can't bring it back up later. This is the beginning of the rest of our lives, so it's important to do the work.
You want to talk about that forgiveness and bringing it back up later?
We can.
I agree with her, but I disagree with her.
Okay.
There's how you bring it up matters. Talking about the past and hurts and transgressions and things like that is normal. It's part of your history. It's part of who you are. It's helped shape you into the person that you've become. Using it in conflict or using it to hurt your other person or to start fights, to gain attention, like that is the problem. We talk about previous situations all the time with us. I mean, it's part of our fucking job, but they don't feel like attacks anymore. You know what I mean? They feel like learning experiences. And if you can't talk about those experiences, how are you going to learn from them?
Right.
You know, covering it up with sand like a cat turd and, you know, just because of the cat thing.
Right.
And trying to forget that it's there, you know, it doesn't exist anymore or whatever, doesn't make it go away. It still has to be cleaned up.
Right. You can't heal from things if you ignore them too.
Right. Right. There's lessons that have to be learned.
Yeah. The work is intimacy in all facets, the little touches in passing, engaging in each other's hobbies, taking care of each other and asking for it. No one is a mind reader. Being interested in each other and what we have to say or think. No phone dates are the best dates.
Oh, yes, they are. I read something this morning that said that in 72 hours of a phone detox, your brain rewires itself. And it changes the pleasure centers in your brain and the way that you respond to stimuli. It reduces anxiety, stress, and depression. I think that at least once a week, people should be doing a phone detox.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be for the full 72 hours. But you guys should be disconnecting from that shit.
This is easy. This is smooth. This is peaceful. This is still the person I fell in love with. It's a special type of love, knowing that we put all the effort in ourselves for each other to where we are now. Engaged on September 1st, 2024, and planning on the next steps, businesses, house, family. It's so easy. Hey babe, do you have a moment to listen to something that's bothering me? And it's met with love and compassion, curiosity, and understanding.
I love that. God, I love that.
I don't advise anyone to remain in a relationship that doesn't work for them, especially if their life is in danger. Our relationship was a reflection of what we thought was normal for growing up, seeing very toxic relationships. We made the promise to ourselves and each other to always improve for greatness and take the necessary steps to achieve that. If that means pausing the conversation because we want to yell, we will. If writing it out is better than talking, we will. To be the couple we want our future children to strive for. Slow dances in the kitchen. Taking the effort to wait for each other at home with hugs and kisses. Small gestures and gifts throughout the weeks. Love letters, helping clean up. Swapping meals, or spitting it up because we like what we ordered. Or spitting it because we like what we ordered. Because we didn't like what we ordered? I don't understand.
That's probably they spit it out because they didn't like it. I don't know. That was a very odd statement. It was odd to my ears.
Yeah, me too.
Probably made total sense to her when she typed it though.
The agreements: love, respect, honesty, transparency. Love for each other and ourselves, sticking to our word. Lean into love when tensions get high. Ask for more reassurance or intimacy. Being a pillar when life is heavy. The coincidences. It doesn't look right. I hate it when words don't look like the way they sound.
Yeah.
It just doesn't compute in my brain. I am far too literal thinking for coincidences to start with coin.
Move on.
Okay. Our moms have the same birthday, 1/26. We have matching tattoos of their birthdays. We always lived a block apart growing up. His best friend was my brother's childhood best friend. I knew his birthday 3 years before I ever met him. So I want to pause there. I don't believe in coincidences. Those are synchronicities.
Yep.
This was the universe putting you guys in each other's paths, and you just were too stubborn to catch on early on. Everything was meant to be. The things are aligned. Continuing. Thank you, Peach, specifically for guiding a young woman and showing what it means to be there for her husband. From a girl that didn't have a mom or any healthy women figure to look up to. The importance of being presentable, keeping the home clean, and and blah, 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 blah. Cut that. Keeping the home clean and a pleasurable place to be. Self-care is very important to be there for the ones you love. Continually dating your partner is key to avoiding the roommate phase. Thank you, Belle. Being the soft landing for your husband to be grateful and lighthearted, to not hold hatred or envy. Thank you once again, Chris and Peach, for being who you are, for doing what you do. Never stop following what feels true to you. You are the guiding lights in the darkness. T and S. Thank you for taking the time to read this. Can't wait to listen. What an email.
Yep. A lot of accountability there. That's growth.
A lot of it. This is great. I love the setup. These chairs are so nice.
I was actually just thinking, these are way more comfortable than I remember them being. I don't remember them being so wide. I feel like, and I know that I'm bigger now than I was before. So like it shouldn't feel so big, but like I can totally sit comfortably folded up in this chair.
I like this. All right. So I picked the one that caught my eyeballs, my peepers. I need to move. My hips are hurting.
So much for being comfortable.
Oh, golly gosh. Oh, it's my hips and my lower back.
Yeah, they've been getting shots of my toes this whole time. The beauty of recording at home is I don't have to put shoes on.
All right, I tried my best. You guys get a little... Okay.
Somebody's going to get a sticky keyboard because your feet are on screen.
Ah! At least pay me for it.
Yeah, join our Patreon. You fucking perverts.
This is titled AI Erotic Roleplay.
Oh, Jesus. I don't know if I'm ready to start having these kind of conversations. Because this is going to start becoming a normal thing.
Yeah, yes it is. You know they have developed apps for AI girlfriends and boyfriends to talk to.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
I would view that as cheating.
There's actually a whole ass movement of people who are dating AI because they're getting their needs met from an artificial creature without having to deal with the bullshit that people bring them. It's a thing.
I feel like the Lord feels a certain way about that.
I feel a certain way about that.
The Holy Spirit's unsettled inside of me. Okay, getting into the email. I've been a listener for a while, and your honest, compassionate takes on tough relationship topics have helped me feel less alone, so thank you for that. I wanted to share something I've been struggling with in my relationship, and I'd really love your thoughts.
What a pleasant thing to say. Your compassionate take on relationships.
Yeah.
I needed that.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm glad you got that.
Yep, I needed that. So tired of people calling me an asshole. It's starting to weigh on me.
Yeah.
And I understand that it's clips and it's social media and TikTok. I understand that the clippers that we have clipping content are doing their jobs. Mm-hmm. But it makes me look like a fuckface. And I don't enjoy it. That's not who I am as a person. And when you take a conversation and like all of that gets condensed into one thing and I'm saying some offhanded shit because you don't know the context of the conversation, of course I'm going to look like a fucking asshole. I don't want, you know what I mean? Like I actually want them to start using 2 to 3 minute clips so that full context is being had, not anyways.
Okay.
That was just nice to hear.
A few months ago, I had unintentionally discovered that my husband's been chatting with custom-made AI bots and engaging in sexual conversations. He calls it erotica/porn.
It is.
It is.
It's also fucking weird.
Yeah.
And I'm not judging him for it and saying that he's weird because of it. I think it's weird that people are using AI for that. Like it's such a base desire. AI can do a lot.
Yeah, I view it as a very low IQ desire to be using something like that.
Yeah.
Very simplistic, animalistic, primal.
Primal. I think animalistic. I think both of those are probably better than low IQ. I think that it applies to our lizard brains. Base desires. Derek just texted me.
Yeah.
I have a friend.
I love that for you, babe. I didn't open his chats or dig. I was looking for websites to create custom bots for storytelling and had been auto-signed into a website and hadn't noticed. I saw there were chats already available. I saw the preview of the message and realized I was on an already made profile. The username was my husband's tag. As soon as I realized I was breaching his privacy, I backed out of the page and talked to my partner about it when I saw him.
Okay. I mean, I love that. I understand that it's not the ideal situation for them, but the fact that she handled it the way that she did, I respect the fuck out of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do things like that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like there are times like the other day I did our daughter's pigtails in your computer chair. If I sat at your computer and something opened up that you were logged into, I don't care what it is. I'm not looking at it. Like unless you have talked to me about it or you're looking at a car, I'm not digging into your things like that.
Well, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I have our privacy between the two of us is virtually non-existent. So that's not something I'm really ever concerned about.
Yeah.
I gotta be honest, if you ever see me turn my phone away, it's because I'm buying you something and I don't want you to see it. Like I don't know.
Yeah. Did you ever think that you would get to that point in a relationship?
I didn't think I'd ever get to half of where we're at in a relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah. Life is wild.
I love you.
I love you too. I've been very emotional since I started fasting and getting sick. And I don't know, like I got my labs back last night and I'm definitely having some liver shit going on. And I'm waiting to hear back from Matrix to have like my results read. But my hormones are where my hormones should be. They're not optimal, but they're in range. So I think that a lot of it is the diet change.
Yeah.
And like the lifestyle changes that are happening. I'm becoming I can't say I'm a calmer person because there are still things that get me riled up fucking quick. But I'm working on those too. I don't know. I'm very emotional. I guess is really just that's where the statement could have ended. The rest of that was irrelevant.
Well, I think it is relevant. You're changing the chemistry of you.
Yeah. Did you see the messages from Taylor last night?
I did not.
She said that she's going to go to ceremony in October and that she would like to come and stay with us after ceremony.
Okay.
So we have to build the man cave out into a space. So at some point over the next week, we need to go out there and measure and start buying furniture.
Okay.
And then we can host people here. Derek can come down for a while. You know, people can come and stay for a week or two and leave. They won't be in the house. They'll have their own space.
I love that.
You know, if you wanted to host Buff Bell and her husband, they could come down and visit Florida for free. It's not like they would be here. They have their own bathroom. You know, it's just a thought. I know it'd be harder for them than for somebody like Taylor, but they got kids.
I'm excited about ordering furniture because that means I can sneak in things for the house.
You don't have to sneak in anything. You have your own like ability to buy and do.
I feel guilty still.
Yeah.
Yeah. I still do this thing like I have my own credit card. You pay off. You let me know when it's paid off. You have never once said don't spend on the credit card after I pay this off.
No. They've actually raised your limit now too.
They did. They raised my credit limit. I'm so excited about that. So for those of you who may not know, I had an amazingly high credit card limit, whatever. I was in the 800s and I threw my credit score away from my last marriage. I was not smart about it and got low. Dropped it low, my ass hit the floor. And I have my first credit card after years of trying to work on my credit and get things better. And they started me off at $700.
Yeah. Well, you technically have cards that have no limits on it.
Yeah.
Because I've put you as signers on all of my big dick
which
cards.
has helped.
So
well, this is my first one by myself.
Yeah.
Well, not
after
my first
repairing
one.
your credit.
After repairing my credit and getting to a more stable point of my life. And they've raised me to $2,250. I want to spend all of it. But I'm trying to be responsible, and like every time I spend money, I try not to go over like $150 in the cart. Because I could go hog wild. And next thing I know, my credit card's maxed out in 2 days, and you're like, you can't be doing this.
That's funny.
Moderation. Accidentally logged into website, saw it was the husband's, backed out for privacy, confronted him. After taking accountability for disrespecting his privacy, whether intentional or not, I explained to him that I felt betrayed and that it felt like cheating to me. Yes, ma'am. We are on the same boat.
I'm curious. Okay. So there's a conversation that needs to be, there's a lot of conversations that need to be had. I'm not going to get tied up in all of this. Actually, just keep going because I don't want to what if and then it be the scenario.
Okay. He thought that I was being ridiculous. I was made to feel like my feelings weren't valid because I had invaded his privacy. And he said that it's silly to him because it's just pornography.
Okay. So that's where we pause because I knew he was going to do that. If somebody says to you, you're a fucking cheater, that's a definitive statement in their opinion.
Right.
Right? Somebody says to you, what you just did hurt me and made me feel like it's infidelity or however she worded that.
She said it felt like it was cheating.
But it felt like it was cheating. She's not accusing him of cheating. She's telling him that his actions felt that way to her.
Yes.
So regardless of what his intent was, or regardless of what was actually going on, that's how it made her feel.
Right.
It's very hard when somebody comes to you with that you did something that you were doing for your own pleasure, right? Because that's what he was doing.
Yes.
And tells you that that felt like infidelity.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, he's going to try to like downplay it and talk himself out of that because he doesn't want to take ownership for the fact that something that he did behind closed doors
for his own pleasure.
Right. Now has created a rift and hurt his person because one, he probably didn't think he was going to get caught doing it.
Yeah.
Two, it's artificial. It's not even real, babe. It's like reading a Playboy. I'm never going to meet these people, blah, 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 blah. There you can have all the arguments you want.
Mm-hmm.
The reality is you doing this feels like infidelity to me. It may not have felt that way to you, but it does to me and it hurt me.
Mm-hmm.
That's the conversation that needs to be had.
Yes.
And if that conversation is not had and he continues to brush that off and is not willing to change that behavior, she is going to have to give up who she is and concede. Concede is probably not the right word. I'm going to use it anyways. To his wants and desires. She's going to have to give up of herself and the want to have a monogamous, loving relationship where sex is a sacred thing between two people so that he can have it with a learning robot. Because he didn't want to hear what she said. He only wanted to hear what he did.
And then defend himself against it.
Right.
Yeah.
Guys, you're adults.
Yes.
Right? You're not going to get in trouble the way that you got in trouble as a kid. And if you learn to listen to what's being said, you can have an honest conversation about shit.
Mm-hmm.
That honest conversation looks a whole lot fucking different. And you're not going to fight as much.
Right. Pornography has never bothered me. I've never gotten upset or given him hell for self-pleasuring or watching. So learning that could have been comforting if we had been having sex even semi-regularly. But for the last several months, we were having sex maybe once a month, and I was always the one to initiate it.
His needs are being met elsewhere.
Right.
This is the problem with pornography.
Yes.
Pornography. I'm not doing that anymore.
Oh, no?
Nope. I don't give a fuck if they demonetize a video because we say the word.
Okay.
It's not like YouTube is pushing us in an algorithm anymore.
Yeah.
So I'm done with that.
Okay.
Yeah. Made that decision.
Hell yeah.
Made that decision.
Can I say cunt too?
Sure.
Ah! I have power. I really just, I felt like my vibrations level increased a little bit. Thank you for that. I can see why you guys are having sex maybe once a month and why he's not initiating.
Right.
He has completely changed his brain chemistry.
Yep.
You no longer do it for him. Even if he wanted you to, he has fried his brain. During a huge blow-up argument about this, he said things like sex is just boring to him. He has a low sex drive. This has been a problem with every woman he's been with. It always ends up being a problem.
Because he gets bored. He's
Right.
using... Okay, we've had that conversation thousands of times.
Yeah.
Maybe not thousands. Hundreds for sure, though.
I would say thousands.
On the podcast?
Yeah.
Well, we only have maybe 1,000 episodes.
Right, but we have a lot of conversations in those episodes.
Yeah, it's true.
We started off with the Amish today.
It's true. Although I think that's the second time we've ever talked about the Amish on the podcast.
Really?
Yeah.
We should talk about them more. Have you had their pies?
I have.
Oh my gosh, there's that place in Sarasota.
We should go to Montana. I know that's not really relevant to the Amish conversation, but you mentioned pie and it made me think of their rhubarb pie. That's a really big deal up there.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's get back to the email.
Okay. I totally felt shut down, shut out, misunderstood, etc. The way the whole fight ended was basically with me apologizing. What are your guys' opinions on using AI for interactive erotica?
How about what is our opinions on having a conversation with your partner being shut down and then apologizing for talking about the things that make you unhappy? I think that's a much bigger conversation.
That sounds like gaslighting.
Sounds like a whole lot of things.
That sounds like increased narcissistic tendencies on his end. I'm not calling him a narcissist. I'm calling him selfish. A lot of manipulation.
Yeah. That's the issue in your relationship. Don't get me wrong. The porn fucking AI thing is definitely a problem.
Yeah.
But the fact that you went to your partner about something and you ended up having to apologize, you had to apologize because you came to him about something that was bothering you in your relationship that he did.
That he has control over.
Yeah. There's the bigger problem.
Yes.
Now, that could be their communication. Could be the way that it was laid out. Could be a whole lot of things. We weren't there for the actual conversation.
Right. Her saying her intentions behind the conversation is different from how it was said in the moment.
Right. Absolutely.
Right. Now, if she said it verbatim the way she typed it out, she approached it best way possible, best case scenario.
Right. Well, this is also after the fact and
Right.
reliving the conversation versus in an emotional mindset when it was bothering her. So
that's why I said if that's the way she did it.
Yep.
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say we should actually answer her question. I just wanted to point that out.
That's what I was
okay.
I don't think you're overreacting.
I don't either.
I think a lot of people would believe you're underreacting. The gremlin in me would be setting things on fire. Figuratively. This relationship would be on massive fire, and we are calling the next 4 counties over to try and get firemen out here to get this shit under control.
You better get the fucking Leones in here. For all of those who watched Fire Country, I'm sorry I couldn't just let that go.
The fuck is his name?
Bodie.
I wanted to say Boone. Fucking Bodie. He infuriates me because he doesn't listen, but he's really good at saving lives.
Yeah.
So he's the Dr. Phil of the fire world.
That's funny.
I have been in that relationship where that was my first marriage.
Yeah.
I would have to apologize for bringing something up because now he feels bad about what happened. I have also been that person. How dare you bring up the thing that I did that I knew would hurt your feelings? Now you're making me feel bad about it.
I think everybody's been in that position. Nobody wants to be the reason that they hurt somebody.
Right.
And that's where the ego stops. The acknowledgement happens and then go, okay, moving forward, how do we prevent this? Because if I've done it once and I know it hurts you, I can avoid this in the future.
Right.
You said something a minute ago, and I don't know if it was something she said or something that you said about how people feel like she might be overreacting or underreacting.
I said that.
Who gives a fuck?
Yeah. How do you feel?
That your feelings are yours. They're valid. If something doesn't make you feel right, you need to fucking speak on it.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, it's not going to change.
Mm-hmm.
And if you bring this to your person and he's like, this is a you fucking problem and I can't believe you did that, and then you end up apologizing for expressing your feelings, there's a much bigger fucking problem happening here.
Yeah. I also believe apologies need to happen when there was a slight done. I knew that was going to happen. I did it anyway. I'm sorry. I see your perspective. I understand what I did hurt your feelings. My apologies. I'll correct it in the future. You were doing something completely innocent, getting onto a shared computer, trying to figure out something for storytelling,
Right.
and it auto signed in because of his actions. He was truly trying to be sneaky about that shit. It wouldn't be auto signing in.
Right.
Right. So I bet he probably felt like an idiot.
I wonder if he may have also just not thought it was a problem.
Yeah.
She's okay with him watching porn. She said that.
That is true.
So how is this any different? Infidelity is infidelity.
Period.
Him not taking care of you in the bedroom and taking care of himself in the bathroom
Has been a thing.
The only difference now is he's
That's
got
a
an
good point.
interaction that's happening. So there's a mental stimuli happening as well as a physical one.
The only difference now is that he prefers it over her.
Yeah. Well, and it's been like that with every relationship he's been in.
Yeah.
And it's not a low sex drive
Right.
because that's what he said. If it was a low sex drive, he wouldn't be on the internet looking at porn. There'd be
If he wasn't interested in sex, he wouldn't be watching it.
Right. A low sex drive.
Yeah. It's fibbing through his teeth.
Yeah. Let's call it what it is. You prefer the digital that you can control and manipulate like you're doing in our conversation right now
Yep.
versus the actual sexy time that you could have with a loving, warm-bodied woman.
I would not accept this. I also see, but I'm not going to accept pornography. I am somebody who believes that if my crazy's going to show for a second. I don't mean this, babe. I'm just saying this to get my point across. If I catch my husband lustfully looking at another woman, thy right eye has offended thee.
We are not the maid's
Scoop.
tale.
So that's just to get my point across. I do believe that lustfully looking at another person is cheating on your partner.
Yeah, the intent that's behind it for sure.
Right.
I think there's levels to it. I absolutely think there's levels to it.
So I need you to elaborate.
I think by nature we are designed to find things beautiful or attractive or appealing. And that's going to vary from object to object, thing to thing, person to person, however you want to view that. There are going to be times where I can see a tree and be like, man, that's a really good looking tree. Right. And there's times when like that tree is fucking dying, decaying, and gross. That's across the board. So having a quick moment of something and appreciating for something the way that it is and just moving past it is very different than looking at something and going, damn, I'd like to beat the brakes off that. So there are levels to all of it. And I think that we've talked about early in the podcast, we talked about the phrase, I can look at the menu even though I'm on a diet.
Yeah.
Right. That's the next evolution of that. The evolution beyond that would be pornography. Evolution after that would be emotional cheating and trying to find people to fill the fantasies of the people that they're watching in pornography. All of it's cheating, but there are levels to it.
Mm-hmm.
This also speaks to the level of that blurred line. When you have this is the line that shall not be crossed, and you get really close to that line, it doesn't seem like it's that bad anymore because you're on the line. You can justify, we've talked about this. You can just a whole lot of shit when you're on that line. And that line is no longer crisp and bold. Now it's dirty and stained and it's not really there anymore. You can step over it. You're already on the line. What's another 3 feet?
Right.
And it just continues. It's a fucking cascading effect of foul shit. I don't know. It's why I'm very much, how do I word this? It's why I am so anti-porn. It's why I don't look at the menu, even though I'm on a diet. It's why I don't have the lustful looks and wants in conversations with people. It's a reason that I have closed myself off to a whole lot of the world in those aspects, because I don't want to ever have that line get close and then it get blurred.
Right.
And I think that there's nothing wrong with being cautious. I've gotten flack over this. People on TikTok and I think Instagram have actually ripped me apart saying that I have no self-control because I can't have an appropriate relationship with the opposite sex. I can. But if I know the stove is hot, why would I want to put my hand next to it? Because I could get burned.
Right.
Maybe I like to err on the side of caution, right? I have a really good life. I love my woman. Why would I want to do things that I know is going to put me in a jeopardizing situation? It's the
Right.
situation that they're in. He knew what he was doing. Why he got mad when she broached his privacy.
Right. The PS says, I wanted to see what y'all thought about this also. At one point mid-conversation, my husband offered for me to read his chats if it would make me feel better. I thought about it for a few minutes and accepted the offer. He immediately backpedaled and said he would only do that under duress.
What the fuck?
He very clearly states, I'll resent you for it.
Yeah, so he's manipulating you.
Yeah.
That whole thing was manipulation, trying to get her to just stop fighting.
Yeah. I told him, never mind. I don't want control and resentment. I want transparency and connection. I would not be in a relationship with this guy.
That says a lot about his character.
Yeah.
Holy shit, does that say a lot about his character?
It's gross.
Yeah, that's a lot. That would have made things worse.
Yeah.
Both things. Her reading it and then him backpedaling like that would have both made things worse.
Yeah.
So the only opportunity there, the only real situation there was that he was offering it, trying to.
Thinking that she would say no because it might upset her more or
Right.
something.
Right. And then he would be like, well, I offered to let you read it.
Yeah.
You didn't want to. I don't know. I don't, guys, this is one of those things that you don't get fucking wrapped up in. You just don't.
Yeah.
If you're not getting your needs met sexually and you need more from your partner, you need to have the conversations with it. And it's not going to be a fun conversation. And I got to be honest, in most situations, I think those conversations are going to get turned around on you because sexual intimacy is a two-way street. And you can say, I need or want this from your person all day long. But if you're not trying to initiate and get those things, it doesn't matter because telephones work both ways. And that's what's going to happen in your intimacy.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to end up having things turned back around on you. But in our relationship, if I needed some fucking crazy aggressive or kinky or whatever was needing to like fill that need in me, I would just tell you that's what I want.
Right.
And if you were like, I don't want that. And I'm like, well, can we schedule that shit soon? Because I got a craving. I don't understand what the problem is. We can do that with dinner.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want pizza tonight. Well, I do. Okay, well, can we do it tomorrow? Like, how is that any fucking different?
Right.
I don't know.
I don't have anything else on that.
I don't either. I think that her man is very manipulative.
Yeah.
And I think that that's a much bigger problem than the porn thing.
Yeah.
I think that this is a wonderful accident.
The universe trying to give you signs.
Yeah. Yeah. You just stumbled onto something that opened a whole lot of fucking doors. And these doors can either be worked on or it can show you the type of man that you're living with. And like, you're going to have to figure your life out from there. But there's a lot going on in that.
Yeah. I'm not willing to dwell on something like this for the next 15 years and just accept it because he thinks that it's not cheating. Hey guys, little quick interruption. If you're enjoying the content, please leave a like. And also don't forget to comment. We enjoy interacting with you guys and hearing your opinions, and it helps the algorithm.
It's also free to do. And if you really want to help make sure the show continues to do, hit the subscribe button and share the content across your social medias. It costs you nothing and it greatly helps the show. I don't have anything else.
Okay. Do you want to do another email? Do you want to?
We're an hour and 35 in before cuts. So I have to get my van to the dealership. Or not to the dealership, but to Jordan because of the vinyl.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should go do that. You got a women's call at 3. I think we should just wrap up and call it a day.
Okay.
And we got done right around noon, which is
Hell
what
yeah.
we wanted. So we're proving now that our schedule can work this way.
Yeah.
And that was with us dicking around this morning.
Yeah.
So
Got a walk-in workout in this morning too. Showers.
we also bullshitted on the couch for a little bit. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go
All
team.
right. Yeah, we're doing a thing. All right, guys. As always, we hope you enjoy the podcast.
We made it for you.
You remembered this time.
I did.
As always, you are the author of your own life.
So grab a pen.
And we will see you on the next one.
Bye guys.